welcome, welcome to the political replay. Yeah, man. Feel the rhythm, feel the message. Welcome to the political replay, where the voices rise every day. From the streets to the radio play, we bring the truth in every way. Welcome to the political replay, the best in show business, hear what we say. We echo the voice of the government strong, breaking it down in a lyrical song. JNB and JKK on the mission again, building up the nation from now till when. From the city lights to the village lane, you can see the progress, you can't complain. Road development, that's JNB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement every single day, JNB and JKK lead the way. Roads from farms to market, that's JNB and JKK. Security standing firm, no delay. Who wants development? Hear the people say. The Libyan people loud and clear today. From the hills to the coast, feel the vibration. Unity rising across the nation. Concrete dreams turning reality. Step by step toward prosperity. Children in school with books in hand. Future getting brighter across the land. Hospitals working, people getting care. Hope in the system everywhere. Say JMB, say JKK. Progress moving every single day. Say forward, never back. Development on the right track. Road development, that's JMB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement every single day. JMB and JKK lead the way. So tune in close, don't fade away. This is the political replay. Voice is strong, hear what we say. Libya rising, brighter day. Whoa.
Welcome, guys. How are?
Yes, sir.
I was locked out of the live. They try hacking the show, and I came back. I couldn't gain access.
That's
I was
okay.
fighting and asking, "How do you hear me? Do you hear me?"
I was not hearing you. I was just talking. I did not even until you kind of logged me out. I think.
Yeah.
In
And
the,
thank God we are back, guys. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the show. Let me share it in few groups. So
why are people playing with other? What you afraid of? You don't want to hear the truth or what?
That's it. They post that we are small platforms, okay, but they say we are small platforms, yet they are behaving in a way that people don't understand. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Share the podcast so everybody can come back. Let me share again in another group. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I think people are coming back gradually.
Yeah, they come back gradually. And imagine everything that I already queue in for the podcast.
That's okay. We can talk off. We can just like we say pre-show today.
Yeah, it's not because normally when we talk, when we talk in the train, I have to bring into those videos in. And continue to where you stop.
No, I was just telling Liberians that we need to look at ourselves first as Liberians. Maybe that's the one that brought it wahala. People don't want to hear that. But that's just the truth. If you look at yourself first as Liberian before you start looking at yourself as a white person, so you will start to have some ownership to the country. You will start to look at things differently. Also, if our children are taught from the elementary level on what it means to be a Liberian citizenship. I remember they used to do this thing that they gave you an award for being a good citizen.
Yeah.
And they will tell you what it meant to be a good citizen. So all
Indeed.
those things were in schools. They would tell you. I mean, people. We were had to respect the law, had to respect the police officer. Like those things start. It was taught in school. So I hope and really pray that those responsible for curriculum at the Ministry of Education can start to reintroduce these things back. Because when you mold the children's mind from small, it grows in them and they carry on forward. If you just raising a lot of citizens who do not know what it is to be a citizen of a nation, their responsibility as a citizen, then we will continue to get what we have.
Indeed. Imagine civics, and I don't think civics are taught in schools anymore. Because civics is where you really get to understand who you are as a citizen, your patriotism to the country. You understand what government is, what the people's responsibilities are, But these things are not taught in schools anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why they stop it. I think they said it was during the former president Ellen Justice at this time that they took it out. But you're teaching them Western history. Teach them about themselves. Let us know about ourselves, because as old as I am, I don't know everything about Liberia because there was some distorted history that was taught to us.
Yeah.
That marginalized certain people, and some people still carry on those type of histories. So the people responsible for curriculum at the Ministry of Education rather need to sit down and rather take Liberia. You can know all the math, you can know all the science. If you don't know about yourself, that is a huge problem.
Very huge problem. Very huge problem. So, Howard.
Yes.
So our brother there, Yeke Koluba.
Why?
So guys, keep sharing the show. Remember, I told you how to share, right? And it is important, if you are not into groups, ask me about what are the Liberian groups on Facebook. I will send them to you. Join all of those groups, okay? And it is a good thing to share the show in those groups, okay? So if you are in 10 groups, 20 groups, when you share the first time, go by again. Where you stop, you continue and share to the next group, okay? So Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba has declared campaign open for 2029. But I don't know who Yeke Koluba has gone to campaign for or Yeke Koluba has gone to campaign against. But what I know is that the good brother have taken the role, and the man started from Grand Bassa County. Then the man went to, I think, River G. So around that area there, the man entered.
I think he's in Sando now.
Sando, the man is in Greenville, Sando. So I asked the question yesterday. I said, so the man has gone to a campaign against Joseph Yuma Bwaga. What would be the message? That Joseph Yuma Bwaga neglected the people of the Southeast? Or what the message would be that because in no time, the man was able to be in Greenville. Okay? In no time, the man was able to be in Greenville. So, what do you preempt or you think Yeke Koluba's message will be like? Or what do you think? What do you think Yeke Koluba is ready up to?
Okay. So before I go into that, Albert.
Yeah.
You know, I always say our regulatory bodies are not working in Liberia. Yes, in a sense, he's promoting JMB, but this shouldn't be going on.
Yeah.
So the NEC that is responsible to say it's campaign time and no campaign time should step in and put a stop to that.
Indeed.
No country, nowhere around the world where you just see people get up and they say they're campaigning today. Whether you are a big man or a small man, Liberia is a country of law. It's about time that people start to abide by the law. When you work to put your laws in place and regulate them, that is not stopping any freedom of anything. Because I know the next thing that people will say, they're trying to curtail people freedom of movement. But we sit in the United States and in the diaspora and other places. Which political party do you see passing around having campaign or even doing anything campaign-wise? Why should we, as Liberians, allow our country to just be like trash? It's because we do not. I don't care what anybody say. We do not have loyalty. Our loyalty is not enough to Liberia. Let me tell you, if you love something or you have loyalty to something, you take care of it. You love it. You will protect it.
Agreed.
But now all of this is happening. Nothing. If government just come out to say this is not campaign and they start to take say, the very people that say nothing and they will start to say, oh, democracy is a race. Freedom of movement. And they're stopping people from moving. They're stopping people from doing this. But let's be frank with ourselves for one and start using Liberia as a political garbage can.
Indeed. I agree with you, Hawa, because the word you use there is very important as a political garbage can. It is very important. This is how people are treating the country. But there's the thing, Hawa. They've seen people who want to come to power. Let's look at the political hypocrisy in this entire thing. Prophet Key was jailed, not by the executive branch of government.
Not by the executive has nothing to do with it.
Okay, not by the legislative branch of government. Prophet Key's statement was directly related to the judiciary branch of government.
True.
He's incarcerated. Even myself here, okay, what I do not promote or will never allow people to be using those kind of vocal languages, and I will not support anybody in that regards. I look at the procedure also. We all talk. People have divergent views, like people say the freedom of right to speak and speak your mind, but you owe responsibility to what you put out. And I was one of those who said, I am against vocal languages because our kids, especially against women and other things, but the procedures were not right. Now, there are people who spoke in the same manner and condemned Prophet Key's incarceration and in the highest terms. Now, Alexander Cummings was one of those, a political leader of the Alternative National Congress. Now, the man who says you cannot do the same thing over and over and over and again and expect different results. Yega Koluba, from time in time to date, up to the time he was expelled, the man did the same thing, insulting people here and there. But Alexander Cummings support this guy.
You know, Albert, if they do a debate in Liberia, one question I have to ask Mr. Cummings was the former representative's statement pertaining our territory that it belongs to Guinea. Do you support that? Because if you say he shouldn't have been expelled for that, equally, you are supporting what he said. So the land at the Solomon border, does it belong to Liberia or not? These are the questions we need to start asking these people, because that is the reason why he was expelled. He was not even expelled for insulting people or for being disordered in his workplace or so. He was expelled for that purpose. So people that supported him, people that are not brave enough to say, you know what, this is our country. And that's why I'm talking about we need to start looking at ourselves as Liberian. Because if you did look at yourself as a Liberian, you will be mad at what he said, no matter what side you're on.
Indeed.
But if you just want to talk Liberia and your loyalty is somewhere else, that is how you will behave.
Liberia definitely come first. And you know, some of the media institution. Anyway, what we find ourselves now is not just the mainstream media that is operating within the media space. You have now what we call the social media that didn't exist in the early 90s or in the early 2000s, and And then you see, because most of the, especially the social media platforms, they want to be recognized. And so what they do, they carry these sensitive headlines that will sometimes terms to promote these kind of disorganized behavior by a group of people or certain individuals. And so when I look at it, I ask myself, what kind of a Liberia do we want as a people?
Yep. You see, Albert, when I look at the children that were behind your hair, when he even went Buchanan, when he's now in Greenville, I felt very sad. Those are the people we're going to be calling our future leaders. And as a country, I would say we have failed them to a
Indeed.
very, very great extent. That is why I'm talking about us teaching about our country in the classroom.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, way back, there were some people who did not even graduate from 12th grade, just 6th grade. They graduated. But those people love Liberia more than us now.
Oh, yes.
Because they knew something about their country. They knew what it was to be a citizen of this country. They had loyalty to this country. But the little children that you saw, you think if somebody, little children knew what it is to be a good citizen, what it is to be a citizen of a country, you think they would even be under the sun? They're talking about Muya Krakaba, that type of song and all type of thing.
It's not.
You will not fool the children if they know about themselves. That is the key. That is the root. And that's why when we were listening to the general minister the other day, they were right. We can build all the infrastructures and stuff. We pour electricity, no blinking. If we miss that part, we will end up destroying everything again.
It's Liberia.
And we do not want to go back to that.
The thing is that I think hypocrisy is playing a major role in everything that we do in Liberia. But I think it is deeply rooted in what I may describe as poverty.
I agree, Albert. But if somebody can bring a hypocrisy to me, and it's not because I'm in America, because even in Liberia, if people know who they are, hypocrisy I'm saying we're not penetrating some places, but will be hard. Even if they are just eating dry rice. Let me tell you, you think people say Liberia is hard. Go to places like Ghana, not because the Ghanaians will never come up to say how hard they are feeling, how hard their shoes is pinching them. You think everything is bread and butter there? No. But the people know who they are. And that is the key. And that is what we need to tap into.
Indeed. You know,
because if people know who they are, mean that it's just the reality. You even looking at America, all the things that happen here. If the people know who they are, people cannot just fool them easily. You can come with all your story. People will even look at you. Even the young children will be the one asking you the most technical questions.
The kids are smart. So like you see, even the man who is talking about, he's going around the country and he specifically going to campaign against Joe Boycott. Now, this particular, I'm trying to get a video here. You cannot even address the situation in your own backyard as a person. You cannot even address the situation in your own backyard. And when I mean in your own backyard, it's not just the general public. I'm not speaking of the general public. I'm trying to get the video. I'm trying to get the video to bring it to you, the audience. So people who found themselves in a situation of supporting this kind of a man, if the man cannot take care of situation in his own backyard, why will you support such a man? And you think that he's doing everything he's doing it from a place of honesty, but you cannot figure out that he's bringing it from a place of hurt, because this guy, this is how he's taking Liberia, and every politician that follow, and journalists also in that same regards, they follow the same step. There's a trend that these guys have taken.
We do
that
not go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I will continue to say we do not have journalists in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coming up, I saw what journalism was.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these children cannot even ask a fitting question.
Yeah.
Even the ones that say, I don't know where they went to school and they got degree in mass communication, whatever. Lord, journalism is not just about asking the question, it's also coming back for follow up. When somebody says something, because you want to make sure the message is out there clear, you do not want to create a narrative that is not clear. That if I were asking you a question about, say, what do you think about this government and XYZ, and you come or you say, this government is not doing good or anything. Journalism is about talking about facts. It's not a fictionary story or a fictionary career that you're supposed to say that if the road paved, then you create that fiction that that dusty road. Don't see the quota that is on the road is dusty. So it's their responsibility to follow up, to make follow up on these questions that they ask the people. And they're talking when Mr. Comey, nothing has changed in Liberia. When he came for election, that I don't know if he ever went to the Southeast, where he comes from. How did he reach there? Did he go through Ivory Coast? Or now when he's going to the Southeast, is he still going to go through Ivory Coast, or is he, if his economy is only based on bread and butter? And I will tell you what bread and butter is. Nobody can give you physical bread and butter. The government responsibility is to create the avenue.
That's it.
Create the roads. Make sure the country is peaceful, where investors will come in and invest in the country, and where the country will have a fair share of that investment.
Indeed.
So if you win the last time through Ivory Coast, and this time around you go in Maryland and you pass on our road, whether the quota have not reached all the way Maryland, but you see the people paving the road, you talk maybe 8 hours from Monrovia straight in Harper, and then you come and say XYZ, then we'll be asking you, can you explain yourself properly?
So Hawa, there's a man who is saying Joseph Yuma Boaka is not a productive individual. The man has no plan for the country. The man lied to everybody.
I don't know the meaning.
There's the man. There's the man. Let me see if I can bring you up.
Most of you who been saying Yaga Koluba, our rightful leader, they make it tough for the country. Without Yaga Koluba, the country will not be developed. You can see something. That's it, Yaga Maho. See the bed?
The man Maho.
See the Donsa that's around it? Go in there. Let me go there. I can see Yaga Koluba Maho. Yaga Mother just passed away. One made mistake, 5 months ago.
So guys,
this
video is not meant to denigrate the dead. It is about the guy who is passing around and talking all of these things. His own backyard. His own backyard.
But you're showing the man my house. Have you seen the place he lives?
No.
I mean, Yeke is the first thing. Yeke never knew his responsibility. He never even understood his job title as a representative. And to be frank, even the ones that stay in the house a lot of them do not know their responsibility as to the title the whole. And that is why we need to educate our people. You cannot just take any Tom, Dick, and Harry and put them in there. It's a disgrace. See lawmaker reading, representatives reading. Some of the people are talking about the recruits that couldn't read. Have you heard some of your lawmakers, your representatives reading? Like kindergarten kids. And that is why we need to continue to push our people. Somebody cannot come all year round. And for me, sometimes it's just common sense. All year round, somebody didn't bring you rice. But because they want to win a seat, now they can't give you 2 cups of rice. Then you say that person will go and represent you. It makes no sense to me. Make sense to me.
I agree with you.
Because education is not everything. Because even they have people who went to school and do not have the common sense. And that's, I always say, when me and my friends argue, I always tell them, look, going sit in a classroom, they got people who sit in a classroom, they make all A. But when it comes to common sense and analyzing situations, they know it. And that's when they start to scream, because they think when they yell, then it makes whatever they say true. Which yelling, you can yell until the roof comes down. If what you say makes no sense, it makes no sense. Or what you're saying is a lie, it's a lie.
It's a bureau. I totally agree with you.
So all we have to do is continuously push our people in the right direction. Continuously tell them, if this man did not care for you from the beginning of January till election is coming on, he gave you $20. You buy something with that $20. After the $20, what next? Look at somebody that will go there and fight for you, or people that will be willing to shift things that will help you, that will help the nation as a whole. So I mean, the Yeka issue, for me, I don't even think we should be giving it any spotlight, because that's what he won. When people continue to talk, then he gets emboldened and think, because you rather look at the main convoy from Morovia to Buchanan to he in Sandona. How many people read behind him? How many?
I totally agree with you. So
he himself, he know, you know, the guy the power that says that nighttime giant can feed pee. He knows. He's not crazy. I don't care what people say he's going crazy. He's not crazy. He knows exactly what he do. He want that attention. He want for press people. I saw what the other people that got closing argument. I don't know when the argument opened, but that they were behind him. I don't know why they're not carrying the camera behind, continuously carrying the camera behind him now, because I don't know what they were expecting.
I like that. Okay. You know, when the argument opened,
when they open the argument, are they closing it?
I've at least I learned a new one tonight. Okay, I'll keep asking that question when the argument. You know, but none of those guys, they were birthed out of a situation to be able to oppose the Unity Party to come back to power and to support Alexander Cummings' Unity Party to bring Alexander Cummings to power. So most of the time, you see these people, they will play hypocrites. They will carry all of the negative hairlines, and then they will want to cool it off at a certain point, because they know that the public is watching them, because credibility in the media is very important. And you see them come back, they will want to twist things, like to say they are off balance. I don't know if the closing argument is even a media institution. I don't know. Okay.
I think one time they said they had their own radio station, or they do have some I think Mr. Cummings did open some radio station. I don't know. I'm just saying from hearsay. Radio station in Liberia that they collaborate through also. But and I will tell you something, Albert. You know, all the CMCs and all the other political parties that are popping up that they say they're gaining ground because they're giving people food and carrying whatever they're carrying around. You know, me, I like to observe things and analyze things. So their strategy is other them with the CDC, other than they are one people. But their strategy is the thing when they do that, then they will take votes away from the Unity Party. That is the reason why CMC came. And that is the reason why you see CMC working the way they're working. Because the thing, they will take votes away from a Unity Party. Then, to their own understanding, if the elections go to second round, they all will come together and
they'll merge.
But they don't know. Because if you calculate, besides CDC, that has higher number among them, calculate how much ANC got this going election. CMC have ready they have not, but they have supported candidates. This gone midterm election that they had in Nima, they were supporting Edith Gongolo.
Yeah.
So if they did have force, you will know them. Then, so I don't know how they're coming up with all those numbers to beat one party. I'm still trying to put a math together to see if I can even reach to it. But I don't see the pathway because they were joining party among themselves.
And another force that was behind them in that collaboration was the NPP. NPP is out. They are no more in collaboration. The NPP already, the leadership of the NPP is already out. You even see they are not even networking with the NPP or Joel Howard Taylor anymore.
But even when Joel was there, this going election, it was fraction of the NPP. So I even call that for NPP because a fraction of the NPP was with the Unity Party Alliance and a fraction was with them. So it was not even full NPP.
It's sad. You know, when George Weah and the CDC were in power, there are a lot of things they did that didn't reflect the reality of the day. Now, some of the things that they did, Hawa, they took donors projects, partners projects, and they say, Popo George Weah projects. And one of the guys who most of us really respected in the media space was Smith Toby. Especially at the time when he was with OKFN, and Smith Toby had been a name that we heard of. Now, the first line that Smith Toby told the Liberian people, and now he's the chief spokesperson of the CMC. Musa Havan Benete already brought him over. It was when George Weah was breaking those houses down and erecting those complexes, the condominiums. And then Smith Toby came to the media and told the Liberian people after the widespread condemnation of it, he said, it's not the Liberian people money. George Weah credited some money from Timothy Weah. At that time, Timothy had just come to Europe. I think you were playing for Paris Saint-Germain. And what we heard in the wide is that Clark got really angry because when it comes to her kids, she doesn't play with it. And she demanded them to come back into the media and say it was not you, it was a mistake. Since Smith Toby came back to tell us Timothy didn't borrow money to his father, they never told us the source of that money. Now, these are some of the lies. And Smith Toby was one of the dangerous person. You know, the Japanese sponsors a lot of projects in Liberia. And the most new one is the Japanese highway we can talk about in Monrovia there, the Garnersville Road there. But these people sponsor a lot of projects in Liberia. They sponsor low cost housings in Grand Crew County, in Grand Jida County, and also in Bon County. But these guys still took the microphone to the people to make the people to believe that it was Josh Weah who was building these houses for these people. Let's see. There's one of the instances.
I want my camera to really capture you. So, what is your name, ma'am?
Mani Ide Do.
Ide Do. You related to the former president?
Yes.
What's the relationship to him? What to him?
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't speak English well.
Or your first cousin? Okay, so how long you live here in Tucson? We need somebody to help us with interpretation. So since you were born, oh, she lived in Tucson. She been here.
And now at this time, Smith Toby was the deputy press secretary to the president. So they're carrying the microphones around and instilling into the minds of the people that George Weah, they say Tucson that they came to bury Doe. George Weah refused to go there with the body or whatever they had in a casket, but it was just a bit to symbolize that this man is being buried in his home or near his hometown. George Weah refused to go there. Okay, but at that time that Smith Toby is speaking, he's making the people to think that George Weah taking his personal money. They did it in Southtown, they did it in Tucson, and they did it just close to Banga. Carried the microphones and made these people to understand that it was George Weah that was building these houses. But the actuality is that these was money spent by the Japanese counterparts value funds that you had USAID in Liberia. But USAID were not constructing houses. But the Japanese, they are much more flexible as to how they spend their money in the counterparts countries. And these houses you're seeing, 200 units in Southtown. I don't know how many units in Tucson and some units in Bon County. The people said that these houses, they were for the people
here in Tucson all of her life. Okay. And how do you feel looking at Tucson now in your eyes?
No. Tucson ba Tucson yendo di moi ne se kufi afiana.
He said those days Tucson was Tucson. But presently Tucson is just Tucson now, but she's not really pleased. She's just crying because she's missing her brother, her cousin.
Okay. Yeah. So you are missing your brother and your cousin. So you are not feeling pleased about Tucson. So he has some other properties here. Now it's like normal.
Yeah, Biba.
She's trying to say during the rebel activities, they broke the house down. They carry everything inside there. Everything the house is a friend just standing now. Yeah, everything break down. So her heart is not good. Yeah, but she didn't know what to do. She is not working with government. She don't get nothing to do. So she's just crying.
Okay. So President Weah Opon is building some houses on the road for people of Tucson. You see it? You now go, you see it?
Yeah.
So what you want to say?
These are the lies they told the people. And if you look here, let me just read them. The many projects, okay? The Gorbachev markets, it was funded by the Japanese government. They said, okay, the Pinsville, okay, the Douala market, they said it was Propo market built by George Weah. The Banga market, they said it was Propo project built by George Weah. 3 bridges in Grand Cape County, Dia, Tala, and Kedia, in those areas. 3 bridges were built there. Sometimes ago, I saw Weah people also in that area. They were showing some of these bridges. They say, George Weah built those bridges, proper bridges. Okay? And so many lower cost housing in Southtown, Liberia or Japan, Woolworth Shop in Nima County that are taking 2,000 students. Okay? Road on the CRD road, everything. This is how these people lie to the country. Now the question is, the money that was in the budget for special presidential projects, what happened to those money? Now what? Your cousins were in power.
All Liberians are my family people. Good or bad, they are my family people. So, Albert, that is one thing I do appreciate the Joseph Newman Barker administration for. They are not putting their names to anything called project. The project belongs to the Liberian people. You know, when people cannot deliver, there's a reason why they put his name to it. The first thing people said, this man was $80 million rich. We know how he looked before he became president. I respect that he played his professional soccer. He put Liberia out there in the soccer world, but his professional play he did, it was for himself. So this man he played till he won everything that no other African player have ever won. And we clap for him. We are proud of him as a Liberian. But this man misused all his money, could not even take care of himself, until finally the Liberian people said, oh, this man got the country in his heart, and they were not going to sleep or rest till they made him president. The man was a professional soccer player. He built a house on 9th Street that looked like a chicken coop.
Oh, Jesus.
We have seen other professional players building homes in our country. No matter how bad our country is, they build those homes there and we see them. This man rather did not contribute anything. I know when you say it, they say, what did JB not contribute? What did he contribute before he became president? One thing he contributed was not to steal from the Liberian people, because he worked in government. He left from there and he never stole a dime from anybody. Even when he was accused, later his accusers came up to say what we said was a lie. So that we know, that is a very great achievement for somebody to work in government all that time. With Liberia are looking at that. Well, we don't even regulate anything correctly because we consider everybody family. We don't want to put our brother and sister in jail. So they will steal and will decide to do nothing about it. He worked in our system and he never stole anybody money. But you have somebody that was $80 million rich, did nothing, but out of a sudden he started building everything. And the people, we heard donors complaining about them putting their hands in their covers and taking money from there. These things were not open. These things were not behind a horse secret. It was open. It was disgraceful that they had to call our government to say, just stop putting your hands in the cookies jar. You put our money back. And that money I don't think they ever put it back. So the housing projects and stuff, and because these people in the interior too, they never knew anything. There were nobody telling them, or what the people telling you, this man is not using his own money. You know, the money comes from donors, and it is through donor form that they are building these property. So yeah, if you tell an old mother that I can't even speak English, she will definitely believe you. The people brainwash some of the people out there, and their own children that could speak and knew better never told them the truth too. So what would you expect a woman like that to do? She would believe whatever they tell her when her own children. And sometimes people can be like this, but they have children who are educated that should be able to let their parents know that this is not the truth, this is the reality. But because they all were getting some kind of cut from whatever that was going on, so they did not tell their people, and that people were misled. But now is the time that we can change the story, we change the narrative, we change everything, so that people can know, look, this thing, Jamie take her own money to build it, but it's for the country. So I think that's why it is. You muted us, Albert. You always forget to unmute yourself.
Yeah, you know, the planes are passing, and I'm close to the airport. So I had to, what do you call? So anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. So our DAO were on air. Okay, since the DAO came on air, we all spoke about DAO. How do you generalize DAO entire conversation with Oni Roberts?
Let me tell you something. Our one person that really used to admire her. I still have respect for her as being the former president, just because of all she went through in politics. I really used to admire. Look, I left Liberia 2007. 2006, people almost beat me in police academy there. For Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Because when she decided to run the first time, I was not eligible to vote. When she came second to Taylor. But then when she ran again, I was not eligible to vote. And it was just the excitement of seeing a woman on the ballot. Her first term, she did excellent. I would give it to her. The second term, she sat there and allowed people to do whatever they wanted to do. And that was very disappointing. I always say, when they say first, the first woman on the continent, I expected her to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
That people will look back and say, yes, this is, not just your name and you walk in and people like say, oh, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was the first woman. What did you do for Liberia? Like, to be fair, when we really look back, what is in Liberia that we can look back to say this was done by the first female president of this republic?
I totally agree with you. The legacy.
For me, when they say first female defense, first female pro tem, I expect for you to leave a legacy that when people look back years, that other children will come and see and say this was done. But listening to her, I was a little bit confused on that interview because she was in favor of Prophet Key going to jail for him using vocal languages, which I don't think anybody will have kids and stuff. People shouldn't be speaking like that in public and stuff. What you do, you can use your voice in your house. What you do there, nobody hearing it.
Yeah.
But not in the street, not in public. But then she was against them sparing Yeke when Yeke, in a time of aggression, Yeke was supporting a foreign country over the country that pays him. So I try to reconcile that. I don't know what sense it makes. For me, I don't see any sense in that. Indeed. You should even be mad at Yeke more because that's it. At that point, there was a lot of tension going on, and a certain lawmaker at that point talking about what land belonged to another country. Do you know the implication of that?
Very, very big implication. And that is why,
as former president, I expect her to know better. Not in a disrespectful way. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her, but she should know better. She should know the implication of that.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Now let's come to the part where Erin spoke about the records. The records are there. Okay, she's talking about the Redemption Hospital. She's talking about the Banga Menekoma Highway, and she's talking about all of those projects that were not realized under her administration. And then she emphasized Bwaka was vice president.
Mm-hmm.
They know we dot the T's and the I's, and she said the records are there, the records are shown, all of those projects.
You know, Abba, for me, for that, I rather don't take any because it's for the Liberian people. She did not use her own money. And definitely, yes, that was her vice president. But it also put this whole that we are projecting a little bit down because she was only telling the public that we laid the groundwork of all of this. So when you rather look at the time frame, all of those things should have been done long time ago before this government.
Yeah.
And she made it clear that all the T's, that means funds, most of them, their funds were already sitting down, and it was just for people to pick it up and finish it, which they could not even finish.
Yeah, because you know where I look at it from is that as at that point the question was not about those projects, because he did. Ralph O'Neal didn't talk about Banga Menekoma Highway. He didn't talk about
because what was the question?
I have forgotten the question, but she didn't go directly to the questions. To the question, she came directly to those projects that Joseph Yuma Boka is personally executing.
But Aaron, we have to know that yes, the government President Joseph Yuma Boka served in as vice president, started those projects. They left money.
Yeah.
Everything for the next government to continue. The next government came, misused the money, did nothing. So now this government have to go back and start looking for money for some of those projects that they left. So for me, I'd rather than not look at it from the I don't see anything negative about that. I look at it as her clarifying some things, because there have been a whole lot of things. People saying, oh, they negotiated everything, like they went in Grand Jury were misleading our Oma.
Yeah.
Talking about they went, they look for money and everything was there now. The same president who supported y'all to come to power now comes out to say, this is not it. You know, sometimes God works in a mysterious way.
Yeah.
So for me, I rather don't look at her comment from that end as negative, but just clarification to a whole lot of things. So people can know that yes, this project started at this time. There was funds left there. And I think before this interview, she was at ERBC one time, and she was talking about those projects should have been done long time ago, but she happy now that, I mean, it got still, but she happy now that it is being completed and all of that. So
I understand that was a little bit over on here, you know.
So for me, that part of her comment, I really don't take it, negative.
In other interviews. So
yeah, because
but anyway, it's good. For me, I'm glad that however way that
it's
either side take it as positive or negative. For me, what is important here is that it's only it expresses the kind of a person that Joseph Yuma Boka is as a president. Because Joseph Yuma Boka would have come to the presidency and say, I'm going to begin projects of my own from scratch. Okay. But he looks at it as a wise president and say there were two presidents before me. There are projects that were not completed. Cannot complete those projects. And today he's carrying out those projects. You what?
I can't find myself. I'm lost. Sorry.
Oh, you are not on the stream?
Yeah, just mute me till I find.
You are not on the stream?
disturbing the.
I'm seeing you. I can see you.
Okay, just go on with talking. Just mute me from your end, please.
Okay. I already muted you. So how I will be back. Okay. So the thing here is for me, I took the entire interview to be very positive on the side of Joseph Yuma Boakai, because the people have ran with the narrative that Joseph Yuma Boakai is a selfish old man. He doesn't speak, he cuts speech from people and everything. Okay. And if this man was really egotistic, the man wouldn't have taken 2 president's projects combined and completing them at the same time executing his own projects.
How about the project is for the Liberian people? So
thank you.
People do not understand how government run. That have been no government should come and start anything over. That is one reason why we're behind. When you come, wherever the person start from, whether you want 10 the name by, you want 10 the name to Propo or ZPP, whatever, but wherever your friends stop, pick up from there and go forward.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot leave. If we continue to do that, then the country is never going to go forward. Around the world, everywhere government come, wherever they see developmental projects stop, they pick it up from there and carry forward and add whatever stuff they have to add to it. So just that people don't know how government runs, that's the problem. If you don't understand how a structure is supposed to run, you will mess everything up.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Let's take another topic here tonight before we can call it a day. Now, there's this massive road construction that is going to begin in the southeast. Okay, and people were coming to my inbox. Albert, you have been this they can speak that big English and this indigenous, this indigenous to the people, and how about the entire southeast road? It was structural. The structural engineers came from Israel. And the man from CDC that came, when they say somebody when they want to talk about some assassination, they will say the assassin came from Israel. Now the construction area again, they say the structural engineer came from Israel.
Only Israel the people know that. Only Israel they know. Israel are the only country they know.
No man, they can call me, but in the back they can call me for us to have conversations. So I said, okay. So I said, look, I'm a transparent guy. And you send me the entire architecture, diagram, the architects, everything, the structure, everything. I'll post it and I'll do a disclaimer that I lie. And I called today again. I called my man. I said, my man, I stay waiting for the diagram. Just send it to me. He said, my man, we're making contact with headquarters.
They will not send a diagram. You are not going to see no diagram. Forget it.
So how on the 28th, it was Wednesday, or the 29th Wednesday, the government was able to sign a $45 million road development agreement for the stretch of 50 kilometers of road there between Sasstown and Barclayville. And then just yesterday, the government signed $49 million for 51.5 kilometers of road from Putuken or Kilibo, that in Grange, that county, then from Kilibo to Kilibo, Putuken, and John Davis Town. Okay, yeah, those are the 3 roads there. $49 million United States dollars. Now, what I have to say is that you always say country comes first before an individual. And do you think it's what Joseph Yuma Boakai is exemplifying here as a president? A region that rejected him 2 different times. He's investing massively in those regions and making the people roads pliable. Even the ones that are not asked for pave, they are able to come to town. They are able to come from River G to Grand G there. They are able to come from Cabo Quien, come to Sando County to Greenville, come to Grand G there, come to Tapeta, Kanta, Banga, Kakata, come to Monrovia. Instead of rerouting, when you had a Southeast president, you had a Southeast speaker, you had a Southeast deputy speaker, you had a Southeast Senate pro tempore. Only the vice president came from the central region. Why do you think Joseph Yuma Boakai is doing this?
Joseph Yuma Boakai is the president of the Republic of Liberia. The Southeast is part of the Republic of Liberia. That's all I can say. He's president for all. Whether you want to accept it, that's what people that and Mr. Boakai and this, I like you can call him Mr. from now to Judgment Day. He is the president of the Republic of Liberia. It's not going to change it. So by you calling him Mr. Boakai, it's not even moving JMB. He is very focused. JMB, the Liberian people, whether you voted for him or not, they gave him a mandate. And he's focused on that, and that is what he's doing. He is not only president for the people that voted for him. He's president for everybody. Look, you know, when we said, I like to talk about the diaspora because I believe in the diaspora. I don't know about you in Europe, but in America, yeah, we got a serious problem. A very, very serious problem. When we sit and we make remarks like that you're president, I started telling somebody when they tell me my president, I say, yeah, I'm a Liberian, so that's my president. But if he's not your president and you are not a Liberian, then you should stop talking in Liberian talk. Because to be frank, with everything we go on here, we say, you can't stand and say the United States president is not your president. You're not crazy. So where's your loyalty?
Manuel Slelling asked you the question. I think you made reference to the Liberian People Project, something like that. And she said, did you say Liberian People's Projects?
Yes. Every government, every administration that comes and carry on any developmental work in Liberia, they are not using their personal money. That is not their personal project. It is for the people of the Republic of Liberia. And if we start to also tell our people, this thing is for you. You know, when people feel ownership to something, they take care of it. You know how we always say, oh, Liberian people don't manage anything? It's because they don't feel ownership to it.
Indeed, I agree with you. We will be bringing in, you know Vanny Saki, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know him in person. I have read some of his things right online and stuff. So
okay.
yeah.
Vanny, we're making preparation with Vanny to come one time a week for us to quiz him. You know, Vanny began debunking of Stanton Waterspoon and the entire platform. And these are the guys who are good.
I know sometimes he goes on Spoon. That I know.
Yeah. So we plan to see if we can bring him one time a week where you and I can really quiz him, and put him on the burner to be able to talk more. So we are working on it. When it's if it meets your approval, because
that's okay. For me, we should have people here that we discuss Liberia.
Yeah.
I don't have problem with that.
Yeah, so we can put you on the burner asking questions, the hard questions, most especially on the opposition side, because he can really talk also, so we can make it really more hard here on the platform. Guys, we want to say thank you. We're making arrangements to begin to bring government officials on the platform. Okay. I think the first person we'll bring will be the commerce minister. I can promise that. We will bring the commerce minister here. We will make her to talk.
Can we try to see if we can bring somebody from education?
Indeed.
Me, I'm interested in education because it's
Indeed.
the bedrock of everything. With what
Indeed.
I see going on in Liberia, we
Indeed.
need them. We need to talk to them. We need
Indeed.
because sometimes people may not be thinking in certain ways, especially with the curriculum. We need to talk to them. They need to do some drastic changes in the curriculum. We need to start telling our children who they are, what is expected from them as citizens. We need to. That is why some people are very grown and they don't even know what it is to be a citizen of a country.
I totally agree with you.
We say
So, guys,
in foreign countries, we obey the law and things. By the time we cross the Atlantic Ocean, we get in Liberia, then we have turned against us. Then we leave from there and say nothing happening in our country. That country dirty is this way. But some of us, the trash will not drop in the street here. We will go and do that.
Okay. Marcia is saying the question. I think she was referring to somebody in the comments. She said it was not. The question was not to you.
Oh.
She was referring to somebody because in the thread, you do see the thread in the comments.
Oh yeah, people be writing. One of them, one time you posted something, I think recently, one of them said it was a lie. So I like, what's the lie about that? And he couldn't defend himself, and he wanted to result in cursing. I told him, I said, you don't have to insult. Conversation, when you say something, we have to educate each other. So tell me what it is that you say he's lying about. And then it was about the same thing that you just said about the projects and stuff that they lie about that. So I asked him, I said, but the former president, we are using his personal money to build these houses. And he never came back.
Yeah. Even if it were presidential projects. You can't call it we are
money. Those are taxpayer money. You can't
call it
his project. It's for the Liberian people.
You just put that special presidential projects. You can say honor President George Weah. Special presidential projects, honor President George Weah. It's okay. Because it is honor his office, honor his administration that special projects building those units is done. Yeah. But you just get and say we are projects. So they may 80 million rich, they may not build purple housing for people. We saw the man.
He will tell you, say you finish passing by that job. You told the people you pass by building academy.
It's one of the things that I try. How can you look at those young people? You have not been on the scene lane. You have not reached the scene expectation in terms of what society thinks about people. Okay, you've been up there. You have the opportunity. These young men, they've never had an opportunity. That is why they were asking you the question. Then you tell the people, I've done it upon Labronema. Why about you? Why about you? Why about you?
But you did not put your girl on the map by yourself. Somebody helped you. That is the thing. People, George Weah did not leave Liberia by himself. Somebody helped him. So you reach that height. If you really care about the young children, Liberia has a lot of talents. And it's also one thing I wanted to talk about, like the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Look, we have a lot of talents. We should not only focus on football, track and field. Look, I wish I had a chance. I mean, I know sometimes people listen, but they don't take other people's ideas and stuff. Like, she's young. She has the energy. When she settled in after like putting in groundwork, I expect she should start looking other places. What can I do? So we're talking about Liberia go to the Olympics and stuff. The first time we go, we have to win gold medals and stuff and all the things. A lot of talents. We can train our kids in a lot of other sports and things. They got trained Liberia that can swim. If you can swim in wild water, you can get trained in a swimming pool and swim, and you can even be faster than somebody who. We have people, the things that you see the cultural children doing, flipping over. That's all the people did, and they modify it. They say gymnastic.
Acrobat, gymnastic, acrobat. Those are the things that your kids are doing in Liberia.
A lot of other things, a lot of other sports you can introduce in our country. It also helps to keep the children busy. our sports should not only be on football,
basketball, kickball.
Football, basketball, kickball, nobody really playing it on international level. So we can go into other things, volleyball, all the other sports and stuff. We can introduce it. It also helps to keep the children busy and keep them off the street.
And what you say, Hawaii, is very important, you know. Those kids that swim against the wave every day, you get a good coach.
No, Albert, when I'm watching, because I love to watch sport, I'm a sport person. I love to watch all the different. One time, and me and my dad will always sit and talk about it. I said, but daddy, gymnastics, I said, this is what the culture shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
I said, can you imagine you start training our kids from, because you have to start from small. You start training them into those things. I said, can you imagine Liberia could be one of the children receiving gold medal today on the world stage?
Indeed.
Our focus should not only be on track and field, basketball, football, a lot of other things we can introduce, because everybody won't play basketball. Everybody won't play football. Everybody won't play a table tennis or and volleyball. You introduce other things to the children that will keep their mind. It also helps to keep them out of trouble. So sometimes, you know, to get children off the street and keep them, like what Jenna was saying, when they get the children off, they also need to encourage the schools and things. That, I mean, when I was coming up, it was different. So maybe we have way more, but there were extracurricular activities that we could get involved in, encourage the parents and things. Some of the children are idle. You introduce them, build a big recreational center where you will have swimming pool, there are different sports and things, and encourage them.
I think we'll try to get in touch with the Ministry of Youth and Sports. One or two persons in the department there. I don't
when you talk about your current plan, and we start talking about it after 2-3 years, what plans do you have? Like, what do you see yourself doing as youth and sport?
Yeah.
Minister. It's not only TV, it's also about the kids, getting them involved, getting their mind into other things can make children to start to love their country and start to think different.
Especially at the foundational level.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think most of the templates at most of the institutions, they always look at people from the higher age, from the higher age, the middle age level way, okay, or maybe from adolescents, maybe from the 15-year-old. But and when especially 16, 17 years old, the mentality is completely different. But if we begin now to mold the minds of the foundational level children, those of the children who are entering the cultural program now, the Kenija, that we train them, they're already flexible, but we can add a little twist to it to bring somebody to be able to train them in the Western form also, and blend the cultures together. Yeah. We also perform on the international stage.
Let me tell you, the last time I was listening to, because I tried to watch Makeup, the two Tuesday and Thursday, and they what his name, the chairman of the party, I think he's the chair steering committee head for the Lone Star, and he was talking about them bringing foreign coach. Look, we can bring in foreign people too that have these other skills that can train our children.
Indeed.
Because all the children won't be able to, and you know, that is what sometimes encourage children to stay in school, where after school they got something to do. That YMCA just sitting there, we just doing one thing over and over. Revamp it, have people who can think out of the box, who will think about programs that will keep the children. It shouldn't just be about basketball, football.
The reason why,
that's why, to be frank, that's why I stopped going to Liberia. I do celebrate Liberia every day in my own way. But when it comes to independence, because when you even go to independence celebration, only keep on football. Nothing about the country history or something about how we're going to carry the country forward. What positive things are we trying to do as Liberians living in? Nothing. It gets tiring. Like, it's just a vicious cycle. We need to introduce other things that will attract. If I can play football, I can see if I can swim.
Yeah.
And then even if you go swim the first time, because other countries, people have been training their children from small, they start teaching the children how to swim. Even if you do it the first time, but the point is, you do it over and over, you will get better.
I totally agree. We have ballet dance tomorrow. That ballet dance competition tomorrow.
Ballet, you got ballet tomorrow.
Yeah, small woman. We supposed to be for they call it, repetasi. What is repetasi in English?
I don't know what it is.
Repetition, eh? Yeah, something like that. Eh? Rehearsal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So people rehearsing tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, it's gonna be a rehearsal by 9:45, and then the competition starts at 12 o'clock. So tomorrow's gonna be a long day.
The best.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a long day for us. We went today. The woman did. She had her list of things that she needs in the shopping. We want to do some shopping today. She said she want the rest of March. She just want to sit in the restaurant and eat something, that will put her mind together. All the so my small cash do.
Yeah, but who's supposed to eat it?
So yeah, we came in the evening. She said, I'm going to do my exercise. She does her exercise every day. Exercise the number.
When you're doing ballet, because you have to be flexible, you have to stretch, all of that.
She said, I'm going to sleep soon today to be able to wake up at least by. She said she want to wake up about 5:30, 6 o'clock to just lie down in her bed and concentrate on the day tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be a long day for us. And yeah, I don't do anything for myself apart from what we do here. The rest of my time, the woman carries it, and I don't have any time for it. I don't have any time for anything again in my life. So easily, Yeah. So I say I have to sleep, get ready, and be ready tomorrow to be in a supportive move. Yeah, God, so we're too much. Speaking all the Dutch. So we'll be there tomorrow. So yeah, get your partner statement, and we'll be back tomorrow, guys.
Thank you again for today. And thanks to everybody that left their business schedule to listen to us. Let's continue to push Liberia forward. Let's continue to support our country. That's the only country we have, the only country that is not going to pull you out or take your citizenship from you. So let's love, think, and build Liberia together.
Indeed. Israel Jackson there watching from Toledo, Ohio, USA. Mohammed Kamara said, thanks for watching. Guys, thanks for being here. We'll be back here tomorrow with new conversation. Maybe it will be an open mic tomorrow. How I myself will talk in the background. Whatever topic we come up with, we'll be here tomorrow again to talk. We cannot allow the weekend to go in that gap when the class reloader is not also on. So we have to come on to also keep the conversation going on. Whatever you heard here tonight, I think we already spoke about it in a week. So mostly, how are you getting? How are you, Shabo? You get juices out you too.
What?
You understand the issue? I'm almost like the interviewer now. So and I like the way you can expound on it, chronologically, and the people understand what you say. I really appreciate you being on the platform. You are august, and let me give you your flower. You are august.
Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform, because if you're going to refuse, I won't be sitting here and talking about Liberia.
I can't refuse. Maybe you'll be my sister-in-law in Grand Cayman County someday. Who knows?
I have one sister. She's already married.
What I mean, Grand Cayman County is your people. It's your people.
You're right about that. Not my biological sister, but you could be my
Bazanyama. We'll go to that country, we'll be eating Bazanyama, and then suddenly you say, our brothers got to Grand Cayman County. Who knows? Or maybe some Loma girl will kind of take me. But we're looking at it, and thanks to you guys for being here today. Or who knows?
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for being here tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow.
And good night, everybody, and be blessed.
Welcome to the political replay. Let's take our outro song. I think I need to find an outro song because the introductory song we can use the one we can use for outro. No more.
Welcome, welcome to the political replay. Yeah, man. Feel the rhythm, feel the message. Welcome to the political replay, where the voices rise every day. From the streets to the radio play, we bring the truth in every way. Welcome to the political replay, the best in show business, hear what we say. We echo the voice of the government strong, breaking it down in a lyrical song. JNB and JKK on the mission again, building up the nation from now till when. From the city lights to the village lane, you can see the progress, you can't complain. Road development, that's JNB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement every single day, JNB and JKK lead the way. Roads from farms to market, that's JNB and JKK. Security standing firm, no delay. Who wants development? Hear the people say. The Libyan people loud and clear today. From the hills to the coast, feel the vibration. Unity rising across the nation. Concrete dreams turning reality. Step by step toward prosperity. Children in school with books in hand. Future getting brighter across the land. Hospitals working, people getting care. Hope in the system everywhere. Say JMB, say JKK. Progress moving every single day. Say forward, never back. Development on the right track. Road development, that's JMB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement every single day. JMB and JKK.